If you are tired of writing the LinkedIn posts yourself, or just don't like the outputs you're getting from ChatGPT, and you feel like your posts sound too much AI, this is the perfect video for you. I'm going to go over exactly on how to go viral on LinkedIn with agentic workflows. So it works for you automatically without you having to go back and forth and flame ChatGPT. In this case, I'm going to build with Claude Code and Antigravity. Those are my two tools of choice. And in this video, I'm going to have the specific choice of Claude Code with Cursor. But keep in mind, this also works with like VS Code, or it works with Antigravity. You choose which your coding platform of choice and kind of what interface you prefer. I just prefer Claude Code with Cursor, but both of them work. So this will be a full end-to-end video on how to actually build it from the beginning up, right? So in this case, we can go into the first part, which I'm going to cover, is that we want to step by step, right? The first part that we have to do is that, number one, find people / viral posts, right? We want the agent to be trained on the most viral and best posts on LinkedIn, right? So that's the first step, right? We want to find viral or people we can mimic of writing style, other successful people on LinkedIn. So don't just pick some random person, pick people who do what you do and are successful. There's no reason to not use their frameworks and their systems, because that's how they scale. We're then going to scrape the profiles and make AI analyze them. So AI is going to be trained on the people that are successful on LinkedIn within your niche, but because it can totally vary from niche to niche. And that's how you train the AI to actually write in a good way without having to go back and forth, right? And third, create your personal LinkedIn agent based on your content pillars, right? Content pillar, this just means what type of posts are you trying to do? And I'm going to write some of my own, which I think are relevant to me and which I want to train the AI on, right? Some bullet points. Business, right? We all love business. For me, it's going to be automation. It's going to be make.com, or let's say actually agentic workflows. I'm going to write, I do like sports, specifically UFC. I can write mindset. I like Greek. Maybe not as relevant to the, but maybe, right? You want to create your personal brand. You want points that are tailored to yourself, right? I'm a young entrepreneur or just business owner since I'm 19. Another point which I like to write about is just finding the right people / connections. I do like writing about mindset in terms of, I think mindset is good enough, right? There's some points. Working a normal 9 to 5, then making, or just then having my own full-time agency at 19, right? So pick your specific points. Business info specifically tailored to agencies, automation in terms of make.com, and then safer. So you pick your specific points. Like, do think about these, make them detailed. I just put on some quick points which I think are important to me, right? Now, who are the people which I inspire to be or like? on LinkedIn? Well, first off, I want to scrape, I believe Nick is a great example. He has similar workflows to I do, a similar style. So I do like his own, I like his turn of writing. I think it's very nice. So the thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take his profile and I'm going to scrape the latest, let's say, how long it's been posted for a while.
Is when you make a bunch of content.
I'm going to scrape the latest, let's say 40 or 30 posts or so. So I'm going to use Apify for this. I'm going to use, you can use the free plan, you get $5, and it should get you a decent amount of posts. And the scrape we're going to use is called the LinkedIn post scraper. And then let's use, I think it was this one I used. Right, so it's basically $5 for 1,000 posts, which is basically nothing. And you have $5 to actually scrape for free, so that's perfect. So the first part is I'm going to put Nick's profile. I'm going to take his URL. And then I'm going to go on Apify and put this in. And I want the latest. Let's say I do like his style, let's say 30 posts. You can put like specific like numbers and so on, or like page number. I'm going to do the latest 30 posts and then save and start. Now, in the meantime, this is running. I'm going to get my Claude Code to create an agent for me. So I'm going to say, hey Claude, I want to create a LinkedIn viral agent that's going to run once a day when I do /viral LinkedIn. It's going to be trained on posts that are viral within my niche and successful people like Nick Sarai. It's going to be trained at people who are viral within my niche. And you're going to also have access to successful LinkedIn posts. I want the tone to be no frills, no marketing language, below 7th grade reading level. No, sure, just some like the generic points. What else? Okay, let me see if this is now finished. Perfect, I have the latest 30 posts. I'm going to then just take this as a JSON. Yes, you can see all the items. And okay, perfect. Here are the posts from Nick Sarai. Good frameworks to use when writing. Right? I'm just going to copy paste this. The whole thing. Right? And I'm going to paste this in Claude Code. Who else do I want to scrape? I want to scrape. Did I manage to catch everything? Think so. I did. Oh, yeah. When you scrape a fair amount of information, it's going to be quite... Okay, I have to rescrape this. Just take everything from here. Control C and then go back to cursor. That's the thing. If you scrape large amount of information, Claude tends to be a bit buggy at times. So that's worth mentioning. If I just wait, it should be copy pasted. In the meantime, I'm going to, there we go. In the meantime, I'm going to add, I'm going to add my own post, but I do think other people, I think maybe Liam posts. Or does he? Yeah, not really. People who are, Stan. Let's just go on my feed and see if we can find someone who's viral. I know that viral. I'm going to also use Justin's LinkedIn. I believe he is very successful and has had massive success on it. Let's scrape his profile as well. Let's just go back, same thing. 30 posts are enough. Run. And I also want to scrape my own post because I want Claude to know, okay, how does this person write and kind of what are his interests, right? So that's something I'm going to do. I'm going to put my own profile here as well. But before I do that, I'm just going to import these ones from the JSON table. Worth mentioning, you can connect this directly to the Claude Code. So you can connect basically your API keys, and then you can run this from Claude Code automatically, right? But to give it, okay, here are posts from Justin. Good frameworks plus templates to use from. I did manage to hit the hotkey. Use from. Copy paste. I did not get the full information, of course. I just did this. Let's see. Perfect. Now, the last person I'm going to scrape is going to be myself because I want to get my own post as well. If you haven't started using LinkedIn that much and you feel like your posts aren't that good, maybe don't copy it. But I feel like I'm quite proud of my latest post, so I would love for that to run as well. Same thing with the same thing. Let's just put 20 in this case, or just 15 to be honest. Same thing, a script. And then let's see. Here are some of my own posts as well, which we have in here. Then I'm going to use some frameworks. Here are some additional templates which I have access to. So, what have I done now? Well, I'm fortunate enough to. I've put in the winning hooks, winning templates, and everything from Laura Acosta as well. So if you're curious, you can check that out. I'm not affiliated. I just think she's really good at writing and she has her own style as well, which is good, right? So if you're curious, check that out and you can see kind of more about that, right? So in Cursor, I have now put in winning hooks, additional templates, my own posts, Justin posts, Nick post because he's my niche, and then some additional information about me, which I just like have some journaling, just some thoughts, and just some basically a brain dump of what I do and kind of how I scale, right? Now, lastly, I just want to add as much information as possible within my niche. Lastly, these are my content pillars. I have many. I'm going to import all my content pillars. So, what have I done now? Well, I've taken the stuff that interests me. I have taken personal stuff. I have taken everything from my business, from lifestyle, from interest, hobbies, etc. Right? So I've included everything from being a young entrepreneur, quitting my full-time job, AI taking over, reading books, communications, God, how to actually deliver still automations, and so on, right? And in this case, the last part is to say how we're going to structure this. I want you to, every time I do a slash viral post, it's going to be slash viral link. Every time I do slash viral LinkedIn, I want you to ask what to write about today. And then ask me for a couple of thoughts, and then you write post about it in full based on all the rules above, templates, etc. Right? Now, that's, so in short, you can basically Maybe I can't. Maybe I'm so far in I can't even do ultra, I think. Interesting. Maybe I can't. Okay. So in short, I wonder why. It's just a bit bugged. Okay, whatever. So I have a very long prompt now with a lot of context. So I want to add ultra think. I'm not sure what this think work. Okay, now I will do like this. I'm not sure why it's placed there. Whatever, let's see if it works. Then I'm just going to say, create a new folder called LinkedIn Viral Coach. And then put everything in there under that folder. Take your time and make sure to do this properly. That's it. See if we can add it now. Probably not. Okay, to the point, I'm going to send this now, and I'm going to come back once it has started writing the whole agent. It now asks me for a bunch of different rules, like, hey, do you want to have no frills? Of course, I don't want to have anything like that. Doesn't add value. I want to have no jargon, like, if your grammar wants to understand, rewrite it, right? Direct, honest, like, don't be too pushy, but just be a normal post. And what to write about today, then you ask for user's response. Yeah, basically just accept this, and then you're good to go, right? It's now complete. We can finally start using the agent. So as you can see, it has created a folder called LinkedIn Viral Coach. And this happened basically everything from that prompt. I did not change anything. I haven't even tested this yet. So let's see how this works in practice and if it generates me actual good LinkedIn content, right? So the command, if you remember, was viral LinkedIn. I run this and let's see what happens. What do you want to write about today? So what do I want to write about today? I usually just go off feelings. Personally, as someone who likes writing, I do everything of what kind of thing happened for me today or yesterday or during the week. And then I write about that. So I had, let's say, a client project yesterday or anything similar. Then I write about that. Specifically today, I want to write about specifically AI agents. Today, I want to Today, I want to write about AI agents and the new release of Antigravity. And what that means for the future, what we can expect, and how this looks like. How do I make this even better? Access the Perplexity API code. This is another step I've done before, so I've added my Perplexity API code. It basically does deep research and do deep research about the topic. I'm just going to say Antigravity from Google release. What topic? The API key should be in at API keys and MCP. Now I'm going to pause this now because I don't want to leak my API key, obviously. So what did this do? It generated a full post and from everything from my tone, etc. So it did some research with Perplexity. Perplexity is like ChatGPT, Claude, etc. But for specifically, in my opinion, deep research. So it does all the research and everything around it. It kind of see, okay, what did they do? Recent updates. Of course, Gemini 3 being also released, Claude Sonnet 4.5, etc. Right? Then, share a few thoughts, experience, or analysis. Like, what do I want to stand? Because obviously just saying, hey, I want to create a post about antigravity is vague. So it asked me additional questions. And I said, hey, I want to give my perspective. So it gave me like 5 examples. I said number 1 because I want to give my perspective as an ADC owner. And what does this mean of the release of Antigravity and Claude Code, etc. for other agency and business owners. I said I would have to be worried because obviously it's starting to become quite alarming. They should start learning these tools, and they should also starting, of course, being a thing. A lot of jobs are at risk, especially for the content team, for people doing development, for people also doing like coding, people doing all the graphics. Like Nana Manana has been absurdly good at the moment. So you see, Google just released Antigravity. I'm not sure people understand what this means. Hook, you see, right? It's okay. This just happened. I'm not sure if people understand the, like, this is trained on the best people and the top writing, like, successful people on LinkedIn. So it has the best frameworks, the best systems, the best hooks, everything inside of this agent. And I just run this once a day, or let's say once every 2 days, or 2 times a day. So I just, the only thing after, /LinkedIn, and it does everything for me, right? And the mistake I found in ChatGPT or people just writing normal content, it sounds too AI. This gets my thoughts, it gets deep research, so also get some information around it, and it makes it unique. And of course, like I say, like, hey, write about this, 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 etc. So I'm going to actually show you one of my posts which have been written or basically crafted by AI. So I just launched a post recently when I was abroad with Thailand, and this was totally generated with AI, right? So basically, I sent an auto message from one of my clients, and then I ended up meeting them in person and kind of working on site. And yeah, it's just interesting on how much this has evolved and how actually good it's starting to become. And yeah, auto creates everything, and everything can be stored. So just store this post in the database so we don't create duplicates, right, etc. That's it. That's how simple you can create agents nowadays. And we can also just say, hey, run this once per day automatically if you want, or as soon as you go into computer and just put like / LinkedIn post, it's everything for you. It's actually quite absurd on how well you can do this. You can also connect this to another banner. You can connect it to everything else. And I'm actually going to try this. So what am I going to do now? I'm going to go into Antigravity, which also is another agentic workflow builder, which I did a post about. And create my LinkedIn visual post I just wrote. Should be a funny comic style post. What you can also do, you can go on LinkedIn and just find other visuals and just say copy this link, like visual, and do a similar thing to this. Let me actually try and see how this works in practice. Let me say if I just go into my feed, I find something which is worth maybe. If I can find anything. Let's see. I do like this. Let's see if we can find George Mack. He also has like amazing graphics. And he usually posts some interesting stuff. The triangle post. This maybe. I like this. And then I'm going to just say, for this post I just wrote, should be a similar graphic to the Apple one I shared, but specifically about anti-gravity and Google. The picture is just a reference on how it can. Don't copy it word for. Let's see how this works. Here is my post below. Let me see how this works, if it's even worth. So you can see the thinking behind this. You can see, okay, I'm seeing an initial anti-gravity post. I'm kind of reading the post which I found. I'm now creating a visual metaphor. I'm formatting the prompt. Okay, how do I think about this? You basically get all the thought process, which is super sick. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. I haven't tested this yet. This is just something which came up in my mind. Let's see if this is even good. Who knows? In terms of stability. Can also be maybe a bit too copied. Depends, right? Sub to Google branding. You see, right? It's alarming. And just like that, I created a post. It's going to give me the full post, like this. And yeah, it's almost like, yeah, we're kind of beyond, right? So that's how easy you create an image. And yeah, let's now post this to LinkedIn and just showcase you how easy this is. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to, of course, get all the information. I'm going to go on my LinkedIn. I'm going to press post. Of course, I may have some weird spacing here. I'm just going to remove that. I can probably keep those, to be honest. Maybe not. Do you see what this is going to be alarming for, like, marketing assist in terms of, okay, the actual... I usually just ask AI to remove the spaces here, because you don't have to do this manually, my opinion. Like this. Hope all should be removed in terms of spacing. Perfect. I then go back. Like, you can see how this an easy state to build. You can build the same thing in Antigravity. I wonder how I copy paste this. Well, just like that, it just basically downloaded it for me. Yeah. And just like that, we have a LinkedIn post ready to post. That's it. Hope you enjoyed. It's super, super simple. You just prompt it, you just give examples, and then you learn from the best people on LinkedIn, which go viral. And I'm definitely going to start using this myself more. So that's it. You can learn this super easily. So good luck. If you ever need any help, of course, just contact me on my email or LinkedIn if you're up for it. So thank you, and let me know how it goes.